Yeah, mag on. And I'm gonna break this story down and show you something real interested with the so-called St. Louis case of the so-called stealing your kids. Tell your kids die when it's so-called when you're giving birth. Keep the kid. And you never know, people. And I told you where Hollywood get those kids from. Grow them up in Hollywood, all the way in. Where did they get those kids from? The one that you see Meghan Markle posting up with, we already know it's a man. Where you get that baby? That's what you need to understand. And now they got the new abortion laws in a lot of states. Basically, the baby you can commit an abortion on a baby up to the 9 month before it born. What you think they're gonna do? Basically, take the baby and then take the baby, sell the baby to Hollywood or whoever want it, and tell you that they commit an abortion. Baby dead. You believe that? You think they can abort a 9 month old baby? You better wake up. It's a part of the trickery right here. Let's get into this right here and break it down. Let's go.
St. Louis, Missouri, gateway to the West. But it's the floodgates that are about to open here with more force than the mighty Mississippi. Renowned gospel singer Zella Jackson Price suspects
Zella Jackson Price, as you could see him right there in the purple, all purple for Freemasonry, bricks right there, all day of the week.
The city has been keeping a 50-year-old secret.
The Zella Price story is causing women to come forward questioning whether they were lied to when told their babies died at Homer G. Phillips Hospital.
And a lot of people don't get it. They think it's just this hospital or just this state or just this city. You better wake up. It's a worldwide thing been going on. And I told you already, that's how Hollywood get their hands on kids. Just the other day I see a movie was going on. And it was basically kids. It's called the 90s. I basically see the movie was going on. One of my cousins and them was watching it. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Whose kids is these? Young kids in the movie, cussing, doing everything. Wow, it's almost like sadomism. And they have the little kids involved in it. Of course, people. It's not somebody sitting there like, oh, that's my kid right there. No, they're from Hollywood. Wherever Hollywood jacking those babies from. And I told you, one day I'm going to bust it out for you.
All sparked by her moving reunion with the daughter she thought had died 5 decades ago.
Yes, she thought the daughter was died 50 years ago. Are you kidding me? 5 decades ago. Think this one died. And here it comes. I told you people.
You can't tell me that one child who miraculously shows up 50 years later was the full extent and scope of the exploitation that was in place.
How many
So he basically telling you that not because you see one person show up, that don't mean that it was something that was going on. Get out of here. I already told you people, and the showing up part of it I don't believe, but I already told you, once they have those babies in their hands, they sell it to Hollywood. The people that can't have baby is all drags in Hollywood. Of course they need babies.
women would you guess have contacted you?
We're approaching 150 women with credible stories.
After zeroing in on those stories, Watkins goes on to make a raging allegation, brazenly pointing the finger at that hospital, Homer G. Phillips.
Just one hospital they point the fingers on, and guess what? If this is going on, people, long time, it ain't got to do with one hospital. That's what you need to know. It's a worldwide thing.
To buy it was Homer G, and babies were being sold out of the parking lot. It was pay for play.
Babies being sold out of the parking lot. That's not how it works. You understand? Of course, secretly sold. Not in no damn parking lot. They're not gonna tell you your kid died and then they sell it in the parking lot. You better wake your ass up. It's a big operation run by the government. And of course, most of those nurses and people that work in there, they don't really know what's going on. They just pull off the trick and the kid turn up missing.
Cash on delivery.
And Watkins is ready to take on the city, one battered and reeling from the unrest in nearby Ferguson.
I can hold her baby up, Exhibit A, and you tell me a jury in the city of St. Louis going to listen to this gospel singer that everybody knows and look at this beautiful baby Diana. They're going to give her the arch, the stadium. They'll give her the damn state. This is wrong, and we owe it to every one of these women.
So many women who have come out of the woodwork in the wake of...
And if you notice, people, it's mostly black people they're showing you. And I told you, people, it's not just one-sided. You need to get it. You think it's only black kids they need to shuffle around, to sell them to Hollywood? No, It's nation, all kind of nation. Everybody, of course, no doubt about it. When they want to fake a white person having a baby, they need a white baby. That's what you need to know.
Publicity brought on by Zella's case.
They want to know if a St. Louis hospital stole their newborns and sold them.
The day we visited Watkins' office, here's the scene we found. One anxious woman after another, all with the same searing question. Could my child still be alive? As these women began to file in here, what kinds of emotions did you see?
They weren't here to garner sympathy or tears from some skinny little white attorney from the suburbs. They were here to get answers.
How many of you delivered children at Homer G. Phillips? Did any of you ever give up this feeling inside that maybe your baby
All these people right here got a baby that so-called died in that hospital.
might be alive? Never?
And it's been difficult for me because I didn't get a chance to take and see my baby walk for the first time. I did not get a chance to take her to school for the first day. And they just took my baby. And I want my baby back. They had to open up wounds.
Otha Brand was just 15 at the time she gave birth, and like Zella says, she never held her baby in her
And
arm.
of course, 15 and having a baby, they figure that you're too young. Of course, they will jack that baby from you. No doubt about it. And find some reason to take it from him. Okay? No doubt about it. There you go.
When a mother holds a child, there's contact. And I might have started questioning some things, maybe if I'd have held that child.
What kind of water is this you're posting up right here? Nestle? You better stay away from that shit. Right there, poison in a bottle.
63-year-old Jacqueline Butler, a nanny for most of her life because of her love for babies, says hospital staff made up excuses to prevent her from seeing hers.
I was told, you can't see her, you have a cold. And I would say, no, I don't have a cold, I want to see my baby.
You just have the baby, just birth the baby, and you have a cold, you can't go around the baby, and the baby just born out of you? Wow.
I kept begging to see her. Finally, they came back and said that she had died 3 days afterwards, and I had been there.
3 days afterwards. She died 3 days afterwards. I told you people, this been going on forever, okay? Worldwide. That's how they get those kids to post up on you in Hollywood. I already told you already. Why you think all those people, those Hollywood stars, they grew up in Hollywood, they have them from they was babies. And I told you people, this Nestle water that they're putting on right here is poison, all the way in poison.
And no one had said anything.
No one came in to tell you?
No.
How many of you think you might get answers? All say they never got death certificates and admit they didn't.
Wow, didn't even get death certificate for the damn baby that died. And I told you people, but a part of the new abortion bill is the same thing you see right here. You understand? Once a woman say, hey, I feel like I don't want to have this baby, I don't want the baby, okay, they jump for joy because now they got another baby to pass around in Hollywood. Of course, that's
Questions back then. Most were teens carrying babies out of wedlock, naive, often alone and scared.
This is the mid-60s.
They find the vulnerable moms, okay? Young moms, that's the ones they're gonna take advantage of, okay? Teenage moms, they're gonna take the kid. They already know most of those teenagers don't really want the baby because they just got pregnant accidentally. That's all it is, people. No doubt
Where
about it.
the word of a doctor, the word of a nurse, it was the functional equivalent of gospel. The doctor said your baby is passed, or the nurse who said your baby is passed, your baby is passed.
Yeah, of course.
At the center of this
That's how you
controversy,
feel.
Homer G. Phillips Hospital, now a senior living facility. But at the time, the city-run hospital was a beacon of hope in the black community, considered one of the most technically advanced.
That's all they pray on the weak. It's just by design. They pray on the weak. Wow.
in the world.
They were going to show that they were going to deliver Class A care.
And I told you about a grown man in a bow tie. Don't never trust them. I don't give a fuck what type of disguise they have on. Wake your ass up.
Secondary to none.
The firestorm is
A secondary to none.
The firestorm is unfathomable to Dr. Will Ross, an associate professor at Washington University School of Medicine, who was working on a book praising the old hospital when Zella Jackson Price's story breaks.
Must have floored you.
It did, because we're talking about the legacy of a great hospital, the premier training ground for African American physicians.
What you gotta understand, people, once it's known as a great hospital, you know 100% they're deceivers. Nothing but deception going on in there. That's what
Pride
we
of
need
that
to
community.
In such a prominent hospital, how could something as underhanded as baby stealing happen? St. Louis Post-Dispatch reporter Robert Patrick, who's been on the story, says not everything was running smoothly at the publicly funded hospital.
They publicly fund hospital. Wow. What more you want, people? They was jacking those babies. I told you, they're all over the world.
Each year for money. And I think one of the things that suffered was administration, staffing, maybe record keeping.
This shouldn't come as a surprise. It was a hospital that was the black hospital. You had supervisory issues, you had personnel issues, you had regulatory compliance issues.
So it was kind of the perfect storm for some kind of scandalous activity.
Perfect storm is an appropriate, if not perfect, description.
The big question many would ask, of course, is why? There wasn't a premium on black babies. Why?
St. Louis has always proudly had a large and significant middle-class African-American community. There is a market need. And you had a mindset that this baby doesn't have a chance with this mom.
No. They're not looking to so-called save the baby. Oh, the baby don't have a chance with this mom. Get out of here. They need those babies. You get it? People just never understand. They need those babies to grow them in Hollywood, to trick the masses and tell you that one of those Hollywood stars have the babies. What's up with you people? You need to get the reason why they do this shit.
So we're going to do everyone a favor. And by the way, we're going to make some money in the process.
So a moral judgment here and a little financial incentive, and it all kind of went together.
It's playing God with some babies.
Yes, playing God with some babies. What you think Hollywood doing? Disney and all of them, Britney Spears and all those characters, where you think they come from? All of them was babies in Hollywood, people. It's time for you to wake up. None of those Hollywood so-called stars have babies. You understand? They get them from these hospitals all over the world. Pick up the mic.